earlier this afternoon, we had the pleasure of having Irene Matheson, the MP from one of our local ridings, visit the hall and tour the exhibits. Irene, as you know, has some Dutch in her and in the family. And we also had a visit by Glenn Pearson earlier this evening. I'd like to call upon Mr. Holder, who's the MP for London West, to make readings of the federal government.
Thank you very much. Goede avond, dames en heren. Ik heb genügend here, and I would tell you that so there is no surprise. I'm always proud to say that when I come to the club that actually I am Dutch, and I can prove this to you. They say the best way to win an argument with a Dutchman is just to agree with them, and that works always very well for me as well. But actually, Holder, for those who do not know, is a Dutch name, and it goes back several centuries. And I like to claim a lot of status in different countries because my family couldn't hold a country; they kept going from place to place. However, we ended up in the east coast of Canada, and then eventually I ended up here. What a privilege it is to be here. I recall when we had our 65th anniversary celebration of the Liberation down in Victoria Park. And I was never more proud to see all of you there, and I was never more proud to be a Canadian. See, my dad and his brother served in the war in Europe. My dad's brother never came home. They buried him there. And we always had great affection for the Dutch, and I will tell you it's very much in our blood. And I also want to pay tribute, though, to what you do. Because you remember, and the people of Holland remember very well, what Canada has meant to you and to the folks who live there. And that is especially heartwarming to all of us. I know that this year particularly, when our Prime Minister and members of Cabinet, many of them went over with some of our old soldiers, perhaps some of them for the last time. They were treated like the heroes that they are. And for those of you here who've given your service to our country and given your service to Holland, I say thank you for your contribution to making this a better place. You make us all very proud. You are the people that we pay tribute to, which is why it was so special to be able to do that earlier this year with you. So with that, I will apologize to you that I am one of those that will be slipping away in a little bit. Unfortunately, Saturdays are such that there's timelines and commitments. I'll be here a little bit yet, but I thank you for your generous hospitality to be back here again. And by the way, in 4 years we're going to celebrate the World Cup one more time. We know who's going to win this time. Be done.
Good evening. I will do my little welcome speech in English, and then I'm going to try to do that in Dutch. Worship Mayor of London, Consul General and Council of the Netherlands, members of the federal government, members of the provincial government, members of the municipal government, and all the Dutch Canadian Society members and their guests. As President of the Dutch Canadian Society, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you in joining us tonight in the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the DCS. I hope you will have an enjoyable evening, and shortly I will turn the mic over to our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jan Zeeman. Now the Dutch part. Goedenavond, burgemeester van Londen, consul algemeen en consul van Nederland, members van de federale regering, members van de provinciale regering en members van de gemeentelijke overheid en alle members en gasten van de Nederlandse Canadese Vereniging. Als voorzitter van de Nederlandse Canadese Vereniging wens ik u van harte welkom en nodig u uit met ons samen het 50-jarig bestaan van onze club te vieren. Ik hoop dat jullie allemaal een prettige avond mogen hebben. Nu zal ik de mic overgeven aan onze meester van plechtigheden, meneer Jan Zeeman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. As Jerry said, my name is John Zeeman, or to my, that's how most of the world knows me, but to my friends and Dutch friends to my family, I'm just simply Jan Zeeman, the name that my mother and father gave me many years ago. And my parents were active in the DCS from its very beginning, and for 4 decades took part in almost every activity. I have personally been involved for the past 10 as an active member of the Tomato Soup Band, and so it's a real pleasure for me to be your host and your MC this evening. Thank you for your remarks, Jerry. And as you know, both the Van Diepens, President Jerry, and membership Chair Bev, have dedicated almost all their time and energy into ensuring that our club continues to play an active and viable role within the Dutch-Canadian community and within the larger community. And we appreciate all your hard work. We will, at this time, ask the Mayor to bring some words of greeting from the City of London. Worship.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of London to bring greetings and congratulations on 50 years of the Dutch Canadian Society Club. It is always a great milestone when you can celebrate something like that. And it's important to have this location here, which is a gathering place, a location where we have had many opportunities over this past year. In particular, as Ed mentioned, we came to watch soccer together. We came to celebrate after the Liberation ceremony down at Victoria Park, and we came here to share traditions and culture and the meal, and to really think about the past and how we are here today to be able to be proud Canadians and proud Londoners at the same time that our heritage, as your heritage, continues to be important. But you know, with all those things, it's always about the people. And one of the strengths of our community is the diversity of London. And we have people from all over the world that have chosen London for their home. It's a place where people feel welcome. It's a place where they can honor their past and embrace the future. And it's a place where, as we share our culture with one another, we just become stronger as a city and stronger as a community. So I am absolutely delighted to be here this evening. I am delighted every time I get an invitation to be here. I went out and I bought this orange jacket just for the occasion. I kind of had it in mind. And I always wear my Liberation pin with great pride because I know how important it was 65 years ago and how important it is still today. So thank you so much for inviting me here this evening. I hope you have a great event and a great evening, and I look forward to many more opportunities to be with you in the future. Good evening, everyone.
I am delighted to be here with my colleague Khalil Ramal, and with your permission, I'm just going to ask him in a few minutes to say a few words because he has greetings directly from the Premier. There has always been a special relationship between the people of the Netherlands, Holland, and the people of Canada. And that special relationship was cemented absolutely by the work during the Second World War, by the work of Canadian soldiers, the sacrifices made, by the work of the Dutch resistance, and the sacrifices made, and by the many who came after the war, came to bring energy, drive, fun, heritage, to enrich Canada, Ontario, and London. It is a special relationship. Maybe one of the most interesting parts of that special relationship was when I read as a young boy about the birth of the future Queen within Canada, but on Dutch soil, because the hospital ward where she was born had been designated Dutch territory. It is a very special relationship. And I want to say to everyone who has chosen this country, we value, we cherish, and will continue with you to nurture this very special relationship. Thank you so much.